Hey guys, it's Elena, and today I have another cloth diaper review video for you. Today we're talking about the adorable little cloth club diapers. These were sent to me by the company, just FYI. I didn't buy them with my own money, but I'm not being paid to tell you about them. All of my opinions are always 100% my own and honest. Let's get in and talk about these adorable little diapers. So here are the 4 prints that I have in my possession right now. So we have this absolutely gorgeous little checked plaid little guy with green snaps on there. We have, sorry, it's a little bit crookedy and messy right now, but we have light pink with stripes and little bunnies. This little guy is maybe my favorite. Like, these tiny little mice with strawberries. There's a little book that we read with the kiddos with little mice and strawberries, and this just like totally reminds me of it. So adorable, so tiny and just like precious. And then this last little guy is like a charcoaly navy kind of color, and it has tiny little, teensy tiny little clovers all over. So they're all just totally precious. Like I said in my unboxing video, which I will leave down below if you guys care to watch it, they are just so stylish and classic and elegant. Like, I just love them. They're just beautiful, beautiful, sweet little adorable diapers, okay? I have to say that right off the bat. So when I filmed that video a few months ago, she was not yet shipping to the US from the site, but now she is, so there will be a link down below where you can go and check out these diapers. If you happen to be in the US, you can get your hands on them. And there are also a couple of different boutiques, which I will leave listed down below, that she told me are also carrying these and shipped to the US or are located in the US. So yeah, just so you know. You can still get them. You can get your hands on them now, because like when I filmed that unboxing video, it was you couldn't really get your hands on them if you were here in America. Okay, so I do want to get in and show you guys what these look like inside. So let's get up close here. So it's an all-in-2 system. So let me unsnap. You got snap back here, snap back here. You also have 2 snaps on the front end. So let's talk about this shell, this cover part first. So let me turn it around for you guys. Right here on the front, you can see we have these vertical snaps. So we do get a little low hip snap, crossover snaps, plus 2 vertical snaps on the waist here. So lots of options. If you like a hip snap, you've got that. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 rise settings here where you can make the diaper teeny tiny or really big. These are smaller. These diapers are definitely on the smaller side. They would be wonderful for a teeny tiny new baby. I'm not sure how they would work with the umbilical stump. I haven't been able to try this on a newborn personally, but they do get down really small. Let me actually show you how small this guy will get. And she even has a little hack or trick for the insert, which I'll show you in a minute, but look at that. Look how short that is, it's so tiny. And then if you have like a super tiny kiddo, you can use these crossover snaps to make the teeny tiniest little waist here. So there's your teeny tiny little waist. Oh, so cute. You know, like these are the flaps inside, so you just kind of tuck those out of the way. But you can see how tiny that waist gets. Look at these tiny little leg holes, people. Look at that. Tiny little leg holes. Cute, tiny little diaper. This would work so well for a tiny little new baby. So on the front here, you can see we have a little snap that is showing us the middle of the diaper. So when you come around and you're trying to get this to fit perfectly evenly on kiddo, you can see where the center point is because we have this extra little snap here, and she has these extra little boosters that can go inside. It's a very thin little booster here. It holds about 1/3 of a cup of liquid on that little booster, but that's its only snap, just that one little snap right there in the center front of the shell here. Inside we do have some panels, so we've got a nice generous tummy panel. I love seeing a tummy panel. If you have kiddos who are taking big naps, sleeping on their belly already, this is nice to prevent any kind of wicking onto baby's jammies or bedding or whatever. The back flap here has a little bit of elastic, and when you are diapering a newborn baby who has runny, gross baby poo, this is going to be that extra protection against blowouts out the back side of the diaper. You have single leg gussets here. You've got the nice wide elastic on the butt side, and it's double layer PUL. So for those of you who are just kind of paranoid about leak-proof stuff, having the double layer here is definitely helpful and just gives you that peace of mind. So this here is the insert that goes inside. So it has athletic wicking jersey on one side, which makes it stay dry. When kiddo pees on this, it'll soak through into this bamboo side, and then they will feel more dry with this stay dry layer. You can see that it's actually diaper shaped. It's contoured and fitted to the shape of the diaper instead of just being a little rectangle section. That's something that I super love about this guy. So inside the cover here, under these flaps, we have two snaps, snap and snap. And that's where you're gonna snap the little insert that goes with it. Snap it right onto those back little spots, and then flip your little flap right over there. Turn it around to the front, and you can flip this inside out really easily, and snap, and then flip that panel down once again, and you have a whole diaper all together and ready to go. And I love that it's contoured to the shape of the shell itself. That's like something that I really like. So you may notice here, this is like the front side of this insert, we've got some different snaps here. This allows you to do a little hack with the newborn situation. So it's kind of hard for me to show you guys, but I'm gonna flip this over to make the overall like length of the insert a little bit smaller, and then I can take these little extra snaps and snap them into the front side of the diaper. She does have a video on her Instagram that's a lot neater than this. I know it's a little bit hard to explain. And then you can go in and snap them on the back side. So it just allows you to roll up that front and shorten up the insert here so that you can fit it on a tinier baby who's not gonna need all that length. You can roll it up a little bit, snap it in, and kind of get your length to a more reasonable size for a tiny kiddo. So when I take this off of baby and it is all wet, I like to snap out one side, so either the two front side snaps or the two back side snaps. I just like it to be a little bit more flimsy and open so that it washes better in the wash. You could also completely snap them apart so that this one will dry a little faster because it's not like up against this, you know, waterproof layer. It'll dry better if they're separated, but I do like to keep them like half connected, just because it's a little bit easier when it comes to like folding laundry on laundry day, you know? I would say they like 85% of the time stay together. If I unsnap half of it, they will stay together in the wash. So if you hate having to like match up things in your wash, they do stay together if you only like half snap it. Now you may know, I really don't like inserts that don't dry completely for me. These are about 50-50, okay? When they come out of the dryer, it's a 50-50 chance whether or not they're gonna be actually dry enough to fold up right now as they come out of the dryer, or half the time I'm gonna have to put it back into the dryer with another load of laundry or hang them out until they can completely dry for half a day or whatever. So they're about 50-50 on whether or not they're gonna be totally dry and ready to use right out of the dryer. And I do run a regular like heavy duty extra dry run, and then I add an extra 20 minutes to the end with all my cloth diaper laundry anyway. So even with that extra 20 minutes, they're still like 50-50 on whether or not they're gonna be dry. So you do have a little option here. She has these little inserts that you can snap in to be like a pocket. So you're pretty much like making your own little pocket here. So I'm snapping, this is just the athletic wicking jersey. It's not absorbent, it's just the stay dry layer. So you snap it into those back little snaps here, and then you're kind of like making yourself a little pocket. So I could then put an insert inside of here. You know, it's not a complete pocket, you got these kind of open sides, but if you really like a pocket and you don't really want to use like these particular inserts that they come with, if you want to put your own little thing in there, you can do that. You can create a little pocket. She does also, where is it at? She has flats as well. So she's got these terry flats, which terry flats are a very popular thing in, like, you know, Europe. The Australian, New Zealand diapers, they like their terry flats. In America, we're not so much big on the terry flats. But anyway, she's got these big old terry flats, and I will say these guys are very absorbent. I can get, they will work overnight for Barrett, and he's become more of a heavy wetter overnight. I will literally just, it's super messy, but I will pad fold it and put it inside of a cover like so, and it's got those little flaps inside the cover, so it stays pretty well inside of that cover there. Fold it up, put it like that. That will last Barrett all night, and it won't be like half saturated by the time he wakes up. Lots and lots of absorbency in one of those terry flats. But the only downside is they're definitely fluffy. It's a pretty bulky little diaper here. If you don't like a big fluffy diaper, you're probably not gonna want to use these as a pad fold. You would rather actually fold this, like fold it up into an origami fold or something, and use it on kiddo in a way that would be a little bit more trim. When you actually, like, let me see here. I'm gonna fold this up into an actual like old school way to diaper your kiddo. When you actually fold it into a diaper shape and you put kiddo inside it and then you pin it shut, or you use a snappy or a boingo to hold it all together, it's gonna be more trim than just pad folding it inside of a cover. So I do really love that this is actually a diaper shape. It's actually contoured and not just a little rectangle here. So when you have it inside of the diaper, like my particular thing is when you have an insert that is just a rectangle and baby poos, the poo is like never gonna just stay on that little rectangle. When you have a more splayed out back section, butt section especially, it will catch more of the poo, okay? That's what I like about it. But this guy does have the little back panel here that is gonna get poo on it. When baby poos, there's gonna be poo on this little panel here, but this little panel is gonna save you from blowouts. So it's, you know, a little bit of give and take there. So when I did the actual absorbency test, so I just laid this guy on the counter, poured water on it until it started to pool from the sides and wasn't gonna be holding anymore. I got, let's see what the notes say, 1.3 cups for the regular component insert, and then you can get an extra 1/3 cup with this little booster guy here. So the little booster guy will just go, like if I have the insert already in here, the little booster guy just goes up on the front end. I can snap in and it will just sit behind everything. So you've got your regular absorbency with the little booster back here and then the cover on the outside. So with these two combined, you can get 1 2/3 cups, so almost 2 cups of liquid on these, which is a really good amount of absorbency. If you have a very average nighttime wetter, you could probably get away with nighttime, or with using this for nighttime. If you have a more heavier nighttime wetter, like I said, I really like the terry flat. It has tons of absorbency for using for overnight, and it totally works for our little Barrett overnight, and I would say he is starting to be a more heavy wetter. So I do really love the design of these guys. I think it's so unique, and I think it's really nice for people who are kind of like, don't know what system of diapers they want to go with and they just want to try a few things right off the bat. I think this would be a great one to try because it kind of shows you, you know, it's like an all-in-one, it's like an all-in-two. You can also get the flats with it. You can also build it into like a pocket style. Like, I feel like this is a diaper that would be a great diaper for new cloth diapering families to try out in the very beginning, to kind of think about where they want to go from there. Now, I know not everybody wants to fold up flats. I know that. But you guys, if you've watched any of my videos, you know I love flats. Flats are my favorite insert. So diapers that are thick and have lots of layers and can take a while to dry, like the inserts, they can bug me, okay? I gotta be honest. Like, I wish it was better than a 50-50 chance on whether or not this was gonna be dry straight out of the dryer. But I understand people hate flats. People don't wanna fold stuff every single day. They wanna be able to plop it right into a diaper. And I understand that. So it's just personal preferences at this point. Personally, you know, I love a tummy panel. I love a tummy panel. Back panel, I'm not so much of a fan of. I feel like it just gets poo on it when you have an older, you know, when you have a tiny newborn, it catches the poo, and that's good. That's great. But when you have a toddler and the poo just gets on it, and then you gotta like spend extra time spraying out that back pocket, that kind of bugs me. But it would be nice for a newborn, you know. So like there's give and take all across the board. One thing I do really love is that it actually comes with the insert. You're not buying these separate. I think you can buy them separate. You can buy more inserts if you want to. But when you buy this diaper, you're not buying the shell and then the little insert separately. You're getting the shell and the insert all together in one diaper, which I think is great. And one last thing I do want to mention, these are on the smaller side. Barrett is like 22 pounds, like he's about 1.5 years old right now, and he is on the very last hip snaps. And I will show you some footage of him wearing one of these so you can see what it looks like on his particular little body, where he's at on the size, on the settings and everything. He's snapped out in the rise and he's on the very last hip snaps. Now you can continue to put this on kiddo without using the hip snaps. If you need to go all the way out to the very edge, you know, and just not utilize that hip snap, you can do that. You can do that with a lot of different diapers. But some people get concerned about like this extra little snap. Like, is that gonna like poke into his hips? Is it gonna be irritating for him? So I understand when you get all the way to the very last snap here, it does look a little bit weird. Let me show you what it looks like. So on the like front panel here, this last snap is not something you can snap into. That's the thing that your insert is snapping into on the inside. So the last places that you can actually snap are actually like one off, okay? So this little hip guy has a special little snap right here, and all it does is it just kind of, you can see it's just slightly off because they're meant to be like 2 snaps apart. It's just slightly off, so when you put it on kiddo, you can save them from getting poked by the hip snap by just snapping it in that last one. I hope this is making sense. I know it's kind of hard to see. So you're snapping your size here, and then if you don't want to worry about the hip snap poking baby, you can just snap it right there so that it's actually like snapped into something and protecting their skin from that little snap, you know. So just FYI, it looks a little funky because they're meant to be like 2 snaps apart, you know, meant to snap all the way over here and then snap all the way over there. But you can do it the other way to save kiddo from having the snap directly on their skin. So yeah, overall, I think these guys are beautiful. Some of the prints are absolutely gorgeous and so elegant and just really classy looking diapers. I think it's a really cool concept. I do really like the, you know, the snap in. I like that the insert's nice and contoured to the shape of the actual shell. But I do wish they were in bigger sizes. My 2 older kiddos were big kiddos, and I don't know if they would have been able to fit in these very long at all. Barrett is a very average size kiddo, so he fits perfectly fine in it right now, and I think he could grow a little bit more in it, but I just don't feel like these are gonna be like bigger kiddo specific. Like, these are not gonna work great with kiddos who are above average in like their scale, how much they are gaining over time, you know, unless your kiddo potty trains really quickly, you know. So yeah, I feel like this is an okay diaper for my average size Barrett, but if I had tried this on Calvin or Aaron, my 2 older kiddos, I don't think at 1.5 years they would have still been fitting into this thing. So I do hope this video was helpful. I feel like it was a lot. I feel like this is a really big video. We had a lot of different components to talk about. Overall, I would check out these diapers if you are a new cloth diapering parent. If you are pregnant and you're thinking about cloth diapers, I think this would be a great diaper to just buy a couple of, to just kind of see how it all works and see how you like it. And then like using it from birth, you know, from a teeny tiny baby, you're gonna get a lot of use out of it, even if kiddo takes longer to potty train, or if kiddo happens to be a bigger kiddo. If you start out at the very early days and get the use of this smaller size diaper in those early days, maybe it won't be that big of a deal if it doesn't last all the way until potty training. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have tried out these diapers, let me know your thoughts about them down below. Let me know if you have older kiddos. If you have a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, let me know how these fit on them, because right now, I'm kind of skeptical about whether or not they're gonna last until like a 3-year-old is ready to potty train. So yeah, there will be links down below to the Cloth Club website, as well as the other little boutiques that are selling these in the US. If you guys are interested, check it out down below. I do think they're absolutely gorgeous. I love these classy diapers. They're super, super pretty, and they're such a unique design. I really do enjoy them. So I hope you learned something in today's video. I hope it was entertaining or something. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll talk to you guys next time.